Hello, this is Kenpachi Zaraki doing my Injustice Let's Play, or stream, my daily stream of Injustice, because everybody loves Injustice. So, while I don't get any comments right now, I'm gonna ask this. Comment down below, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do a new intro. Like, hi, I'm Kenpachi Zaraki, and because my fake character is Bane, I was gonna add in one of a few things. Either something like, I will break you, you're broken, or everything can be broken. Because that's kind of, you know, Bane's thing. Now, that's my opinion on it. Now, I'm gonna go listen to my video, because I need to check if it can be heard. Let me just check. Actually, I have a viewer. I don't know if you can comment or anything. But, let me just check it, if I can be heard at all. Just to be safe on this. Because sometimes, when I did my Call of Duty Let's Play, you couldn't hear it. Good news shit. Wolfpaw, oh, thank you. There's live chat here too, and you can hear me. That's good. Okay, so I don't know who that is. Seems like a pretty interesting person. I got 2 viewers. This is the first. I guess putting tags in the video actually brought something good. So yeah, I'm going to be doing the multiverse. Now, here's the Legendary Multiverse. I brought this up yesterday. So you can do Bane here, and you can get his ultimate legendary gear. Up in the top right, you can see like his Venom of Cavalier. It's in Spanish. I can't really read it, but yeah, you gotta do a lot of shit to get that. For example, you have to spend 1,000,000 credits, do a meter burn of Mercenary Elbow, win 200 fights against heroes, and finish 100 with super moves. And in this one, it's an even harder challenge, because it's, instead of 100 meter burns, it's 200. And you have to deal a lot of damage with Bane, which you'll get over time. But the reason why this is next to impossible, and I feel is really unfair, is this. The second requirement of this is win 1,000 matches with Bane. You have to basically master the character before you can use it. Like, as you see, he's one of my favorites. So I've beaten 153 matches with him. He's really good, he's really fun. And this is like the guild variant of it. You get a random Bane ability. I really want to do that because Bane has a myriad of abilities. One of them I'm using, one of them I'm not, because one of them is completely useless. It changes up your whole fighting style. It really messes up combos. I don't know why they're putting it there. So, but before I continue with that, what I'm doing is I want to do Deep Freeze, because it gives you epic Captain Cold gear, and it gives you a full set, which is very rare. It's really hard to get the full sets because they're really randomized. Now, the problem with that is, you have to do all this extra shit with this. For example, you have to be level 15 with Captain Cold, just do that. And you have to beat Whiteout, which is beating a level 20 Flash. Yeah, right? And you have to win everything. You have to kill him. He has a double HP bar, which is really hard to overcome. Because you'll see in a minute. I'll fight him one time to show his difficulty level, because I only have a level 9. I don't have a strong variant of him. And after this, I'm gonna go endless mode with Captain Cold to level him up to at least 15, so I can do everything but Whiteout, and then, you know, spend the time trying to beat him. Or comment below, do you want to have me do that in endless mode, or just finish off the story once with Bane? Here's the dialogue.
Good thing you're wearing long johns.
I'm totally commando under here.
Ugh, TMI.
Begin.
Alright, let's just take this guy out. Let's see if we can take him out. See, he's really got way more damage on me than I can do to him. His bar goes down lower because he's doubled HP bar. Captain Cold is not my best character, and the Flash is his main antagonist anyway. This ain't gonna hit you, but yeah. Boom, boom. I can try to zone him out with the freezing blast and then try to use the wall. and that didn't work. Barely touched him. That would have sent me into an arena transition, good thing I avoided that. I'm normally able to grab them on this, but they don't work. I'm getting beat up, but got him with that. That's gonna do some damage. He got me with his. I lost. Game over on that one. But yeah, he's really damn hard. So I'm gonna go do the other variant.
The Flash wins.
See, he's got a full set of armor, which grants him incredible abilities. Now, it's not copywritten by YouTube, so I will play a few songs from this shit. For example, a song I found recently enjoy. Let's do some Captain Cold gameplay real quick.
Captain Cold.
I hope this can actually be heard.
Begin.
You don't stand a chance. Heard you wanna fight me, but that seems so unlikely. Stand a chance. Boom.
Designed this gun myself.
Alright, let's see what I can do with her. Now that we're in the second round. Captain Cold, I kind of use Zoe, because I don't know how to use him. I don't really care about him enough to learn him. Shit. Ooh, that actually looks cool. Hold up. Alright, okay. I am gonna just finish her off real quick. Thank you, too. I'm about to boom, and then real quick. Guaranteed shot. Ice, 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 baby. And slam. Alright, I'm gonna finish her off with this. Shit. Ooh, I didn't know I could combo into that. I even go on the other end of her and shoot her from the side with a cold blast. That's what it looks like when I win! You see? I actually can do that. I can win battles. And now I'm gonna freeze Swamp Thing. I think this is actually Swamp Thing, which is a really cool addition to the game. Because I didn't know he was a DC villain, or hero, or anti-hero, I don't know.
You didn't fight the regime.
Humanity's problems are not mine.
That's how I feel about your friggin' plans.
Begin.
Yeah, he is still called Swamp Thing. Who is, as most probably know, a movie monster. Like Frankenstein, or Dracula. Then again, Dracula was adapted in DC Comics to fight Batman. I didn't know Swamp Thing was that until this game came out. Then I looked into him and I was like, oh, he's got a huge backstory to this. He's got huge additions to the story. He has made major contributions. To a lot, and he's not really a hero, and he's not a villain. He's just like a protect my own interests kind of character. Sometimes he fights with the villains if they help what is called the Green. The Green is Mother Earth, and it's kind of what he protects as a. I did win. Funny story about Swamp Thing's icon. I thought it was Bane's, so I used it as my guild symbol, thinking it was Bane's. Also, this is on very hard. I want to put that out there. This is on very hard because each individual fight is red level 5, meaning that I'm very cautious right now. It's not like I'm like how I normally play, where I'm kind of just like, oh, I can do whatever I want to. If I make a mistake and just get in, I will get punished. Frankenstein's monster, yes, because Dr. Frankenstein was the doctor. The monster was not Frankenstein. I remember that. Heard you wanna fight me? See, I don't know any songs that are not for sure not like copywritten. Because even really old songs are. And I don't want the video to get taken down after I broadcast it. It's like, oh, you had copyright material in this broadcast. You gotta change that. I would have to go in, download my own video, go into my editing software, cut out an entire minute of broadcasting, and put it in the description. Had to remove a minute of broadcast to avoid copyright. And that would be annoying. That would be unfair to everyone who watches it later. Like, because if I do this YouTube thing, like, I'm doing music, but if I do this YouTube thing, like, for a long period of time in my spare time, I can get millions of subscribers. I don't think it's fair to them if they go way back to watch some of my original content. To be like, oh, why was a minute cut off of this shit? Was that a good minute? Was that some good shit happening? No, it was just me getting my ass kicked. But no. That was me winning. That was the first fight I won in this whole fight. That was actually relatively important. Yes, he did. I think there was in Marvel, no, in DC, Frankenstein's doctor was a woman actually. So I said he, but in the original book it was he, and I think the book was written by a woman. I'm not sure. My memory on that is really foggy. I read that a long time ago. I didn't remember the author's name. Heard you wanna fight me, but that seems so unlikely. You know who I am, you won't stand a chance. I love how they just do a close-up on the gun as you're shooting, and then it goes like to a distance shot. I like that too. Like it's like, oh, we're done here. Oh, she flashed with me.
I don't answer to you.
Technically, the only woman he answered to ever was Golden Gladys. Did you freeze me? I'm the one who freezes. Nah, but no. This is how ice works. Back up. I'm gonna zone here. Because you froze me. I'm mad at you. I'm upset with you. And die. That game is long since been over.
Captain Cold wins.
Ah, thank you. I was thinking it was, but I wasn't 100% sure. I remember it was written a long time ago around Edgar Allan Poe's time. So I was like, a woman author I don't think would have been extremely popular or possible just because of how, like, women were kind of like subjugated until...
It's an homage. Robin Hood? Got a soft spot.
I don't think there was a time when they really weren't. It's just varying levels. Like, now it's kind of equal, but up until, I'd say, even into the 70s, it was still subjugated. As well as subjugated time. What was so funny? What's so funny? I didn't say a joke. I was being so serious. I was trying so hard. Or was you... What was actually the funny? Wait, was that referencing what he said or what I said? Because he was doing a Robin Hood homage, which is pretty chill. I love how Green Arrow is just meant to be a comedy character. I might use him just to do some, like, my favorite interaction between my character I'm using right now and Green Arrow is when Green Arrow asks Captain Cold. The conversation is this: it's why does it have to be a cold gun? And then Captain Cold's like, because Captain Tropical doesn't roll off the tongue. And I'm like, that's true. And in the original Captain Cold comics, well, not Captain Cold, he's a Flash, in Flash comics. After he got arrested, he teamed up and became a villain with another character who used a heat gun, which is actually funny because I don't know his name. Oh, you're supposed to go see an Edgar Allan Poe play. Which play? Is it The Raven? Cool, so The Raven. Nevermore. Oh, it'll send. It's just slow. Wait, is that you saying the name of the play like it's not sending? That would be an awful play. Like, Edgar Allan Poe is talking about how the Wi-Fi is out. That would be awful. Poor Edgar Allan Poe. And I know there was no Wi-Fi. I don't want trolls today. Not yet. I want to get trolled later. Like when I'm popular and people will defend me. Because right now, if I get trolled, it's over. It's just me versus the troll. It's not even funny anymore. It's just a heart-wrenching experience on my masculinity and everything about me. And then me responding with, well, shit. I have no drinks left. I'm out of drink. I'm sad now.
I work well with water.
I don't fear the cold.
You can still die from it.
Begin.
Fear me! You will learn to fear me. Nobody likes you, Aquaman. Nobody! You are the worst addition to the Justice League, except in the movie where you look really badass. You get that long hair and shit. I appreciate you, but now you look like Prince Charming, and I don't like that. I don't like that about you. I don't like this Silver Age version of you, where you're Arthur. Okay. And you got the perfect design to your waistline. Why did they put you in they put you in tights and like no shirt? You look like you're about to go clubbing. You don't look like the King of Atlantis. Freeze! Bitch.
I'll ice you one limit at a time.
I remember my favorite thing is when Captain Cold went to fight the original Flash. Because Captain Cold and the Flash always had an understanding. That's actually a stated fact. That Captain Cold actually died of cancer in the original comics, and the Flash wanted to be there when he died to like hold his hand to be his friend. And you find this out because later he goes back in time from the future 25 years forward, and just starts changing time and being there for people. Now, my favorite instance in Captain Cold, when I'm pretending there, is when he fights the evil Flash, which is I think it's Johnny Quick's something. It's not Johnny Quick. Johnny Quick is the Crime Syndicate Flash. But there's one of the Flashes he fights for some reason to help them and to help the good guys. And he looks, and it's one of the most badass moments for the character in my opinion, because he looks at the guy who he's fighting, the speedster, and he freezes his leg, and he looks at him and says, "You and me and the Flash have an arrangement. We never hurt each other severely. You and me, we don't have that arrangement." And he kicks him in his frozen legs, shattering it and leaving him to bleed out and die. Like, it's that most badass moment where he's like, "You're the Flash, but you're not my Flash. You're not my buddy Flash. Me and you don't have the arrangement of not hurting you, so I'm gonna do to you what I could have done to the Flash, and I'm gonna break you into pieces and shatter you beyond recognition and let you bleed out in the streets." That's what he did. And I think that was a badass moment for him because it's like, wow. When you really think about all the times that Captain Cold has frozen the Flash, like he's done it a lot. And then you realize what he's capable of doing after the fact.
Start with the
You realize
arms of the leg.
that's why they erased it, because the Flash could just vibrate through him and rip his heart out, and he could just freeze him and shatter him. So they always have this, and because he's from the Rogues. The Rogues are a group of villains who are not really villains. They're honest thieves, if anything. Like Robin Hood kind of people. Like where they don't rob from the rich and give to the poor, and it's just that what they do is they have a very strict code of conduct. One, they only steal from people who can actually afford to be robbed, like banks and the super rich. And they will hurt people, but they will never kill. In fact, the only time that the Rogues ever killed, to my knowledge, is when they killed, oh, that's nice of you. It's when they killed the fourth incarnation of the Flash, who was a kid. They killed him because his clone, they cloned that kid. And that clone joined the Rogues. And he went into the Rogues. And he went to them and he said, we have to take out the Flash. They took him out and he killed him. And they unmasked him and realized it was a kid. And in revenge, they killed. Oh, yeah, that's who it was. That's actually who the guy who killed the fourth Flash was who Captain Cold killed. That was who it was.
That's how it's done in Motown.
That's who he killed. He was in a green suit, and one of my favorite Flash villains, well, is my favorite Flash villain, is Eobard Thorne, which is Professor Zoom. Because he just has the greatest backstory. Like, his whole thing is he idolized the Flash. Like, in the future, in the 25th century, there is this whole monument and these museums and everything related to the Flash. Because the Flash can move through time. So unlike like the Kryptonians or Batman or Aquaman, he moved through time. Oh, it's okay. He has I was probably gonna end it here then. But after this, he moved through time. He could do anything. He was a hero he could be a hero in every time frame. So every time frame looks at him like this god, because it's like he would appear from the past where they knew him from and save them in the future. Save 1 million people in the future. Or something like that. Or even one person. And just save important people.
Well, that changes everything.
And then it'd be over. It'd be like he'd leave back to his own time frame. But because he has the cosmic treadmill, he could go into the future and save lives and come back. Now, I'm probably butchering the reason why he's popular. But it's why I imagine he would be popular, like, because they're still writing Flash comics, and this idea could go into what, because they just started Rebirth. After the New 52, it's now Rebirth, and they're bringing him back, and they have a whole new backstory to Zoom, where all that stuff happened, and he went back in time, and he got his eternal youth back. He let himself age into old age so he could get more powerful, and he'd go back and meet this woman, save all these people, and put them forward to kill a demon. I'm butchering the story, but that's what it is. And the demon's the Flash, and he lies to them, and they figure it out. And a few of them help him, a few of them leave him, and they fight. And it's also a good retelling because, unlike normally, Barry Allen. Now, okay, I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. I'm gonna stop it here and just go off on a tangent. I'm gonna end the video for now. But Wally West is the most popular Flash. He's bar none the most popular Flash. He has always been or was living the Flash. Because up until recent years, he was the Flash. For about 10 to 15 years of comics before New 52, the Flash had got lost in the Speed Force and they wrote him back in. But for 15 years, in all the people who grew up with the Flash, it's always been Wally West. Now, there is mention of Barry Allen and Bart Allen. Bart Allen is the name of the fourth Flash. No, Bart Allen's his father. Never mind. Bart Allen's his father, and Lauren Allen is his mother, and Professor Zoom went back in time and vibrated through his mother's head, and or her chest, and he killed her. That's how he killed her. And he's like Eobard Thawne is Professor Zoom, and he idolized him. He got his powers by amping up an old suit of the Flash with electricity, getting himself the powers. His power is not the same as the Flash's. The Flash's power is to move super fast. Eobard Thawne's power is he can move really fast, but he moves through time. So while it appears he's moving at light speed, all he's doing is moving himself forward or backward in time. And when he does this, he appears in a different place. Now, he's pushing himself forward in time by microseconds or even picoseconds at a time. But because he's doing that, he's like, say 5 seconds from now, I want to be over there. 5 seconds from now. Okay, that's where I want to be. Well, he puts them forward in time at picoseconds, moving himself incredibly fast somehow, making him appear as moving at unimaginable speeds, but all he's doing is in a picosecond moving to where he wanted to be to where he would be in 5 seconds. And in doing that, because it's his own paradox, he replaces himself at that time in 5 seconds, but he does that a million times before a million seconds or whatever before he was supposed to be there, and then he appears there. And Eobard Thawne is one of my favorite villains. My favorite villain of all time, hands down, is Bane. I love Bane because he could be written off as this huge, big, muscled, overpowered guy. That's what he could be written off as. But he's not. He figured out Batman's identity in a year. He was raised in prison, but he used that time to get super athletic, super powerful, and super strong like every prisoner would. But he also used it to go into the library and read every book. He became a genius. He's one of the smartest characters, but he's also one of the strongest. That's what I love about him. He's almost as smart as Lex Luthor. He's about, I'd say at least half of Brainiac, who's a 12th level intellect, which is comic book for he's beyond comprehension smart. But, yeah, that's what, and he's also talented. Like, he's a detective, he's intelligent, he knows a bunch of languages, he's talented because he's a talented fighter, he knows relative martial arts, he's a great wrestler, he's a grappler beyond all comprehension, and he's addicted to venom, which is a steroid that makes him beyond powerful, and he can't feel pain, and everything, and he's God tier. And what I love about that is every muscle-bound character you see go big, strong on steroids always loses their intelligence. But no, in my opinion, he gets smarter. He gets more intelligent the beefier up he gets, because as he beefs up, I think he loses the worry. Like, in his normal state, he's pretty strong, but he's not godly, and he can feel pain. But when he's beefed up, he's like, I can't feel pain, I can't get hurt, and my instincts will move me forward in this fight. I can think of a plan where my instinctual movement, because Lex Luthor even said, he's not beyond intelligent, he's an instinctual, like an animal or predator hunting intelligence. Whereas he is very smart, but he appears smarter than he actually is because of that. And I love that because he's intelligent, but he appears even more intelligent than he actually is, and that throws people off. Like, that's one of the reasons he can get defeated by Batman by running into walls and shit. Because he doesn't feel pain, and he's predatorial. I'm going to learn more about comics over time and start talking about them more. But yeah, I like to do this 30 minutes, so I've been on a 6-minute tangent about favorite villains. But back to Eobard Thawne real quick. I love the character. It's Professor Zoom. Barry Allen is not the most popular Flash because it's only been in recent years that he was reintroduced. For a long time, Wally West, the third Flash, was the only Flash. He was the third Flash. He was the Kid Flash. They even did the whole Spider-Man treatment to him, where they changed him to black. I don't know when they did that, but I know they did that. Like they have a female Thor. I think the female Thor is one of the greatest inspirational heroes of all time. This is my last tangent, and I'm done with the video. But I think the female Thor is one of my favorite heroes because she has cancer. She has cancer and she's dying. And every time she uses Mjolnir to turn into Thor, it makes her immune to her own cancer treatments and it kills her. And that's why I love the complexity of the character, because if they show this dynamic of be a hero and save the world, or get over your cancer, or try to, but let millions of people die when you're needed. And she's like, screw it. I know I'm in pain. I know I'm going to die from this by doing this, and then I may live by doing the alternative of not going into Thor. But Mjolnir shows me to be hero. Thor shows me to be hero. Everybody's chosen. Laura Kinney is her name. Everybody chose me to be a hero, and I'm going to do that regardless. And I love that. I love that that's what she does. I think that makes her a really inspirational, really cool hero. And I think her reason for being a hero is one of the more impactful ones for me personally. I think the most impactful reason for being a hero, personally, is Batman. Because while Batman's origins are don't really change, and while this isn't really his way of origin, but what I view his reason for being a hero is that I lost something very near and dear to me, and I'm never gonna let that happen again. And I love that reason, because while it's so basic, he evolved it into something unimaginable. Alright, that's the end of the video. Peace out. I'm gonna break you. Yeah. I'm gonna break you, or everything can be broken. Those are the two. Either one of them could be intro, one of them could be outro. Comment on